Welcome back to the Sanctuary, Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. Prisoner Gex here. What the heck is this barding? I need to see this. Far Eastern barding, Deep Shadow bar. Where do you get that? Hold on, I need to do some research while we're doing this. Ooh. Anyways. Oh, it's from the online store. Right. I don't feel like shelling out $10 for Chocobo barding, though. Besides, my barding looks pretty tight as it is. Anyway, where we left off, finally got through, Ihuikatumu. Yep, there it is. Wuklamat lamented her weakness, but she's been comparing herself to her brothers, so that's a thing. But cool Jaja. We also found out what the others would do if they were the Dawn Servant. But cool Jaja is a real fascist asshole and racist asshole, who just wants the Mamulja to take over Tuliolal and Taral in general and cast out the weak. Kona wants to introduce Charlian technology to Taral so that everyone's lives are made easier, and for some reason the what's his name? What was his name again? Yeah. Zoralja has a mysterious, well, his assistant, Sarilja has some kind of plan in order for Zoralja to show people the folly of war. At least that's in his own words. Yeah, I don't know. Anywhoozy, let's continue on our journey by talking to Erenville and continuing with the quest, A Leaking Workpot. The Moblin settlement of Earthenshire is not far from here. Be warned, the road we'll be taking is a favored hunting ground for bandits. With the stairs currently impassable, there'll be fewer travelers, meaning the brigands will be desperate for victims to ambush. Although, considering present company, I suppose my concern is unwarranted. Bandits on the road? What have Zoralja and the Landsguard been doing? It seems it's up to me to restore order to the area. And off she goes again. For now, we'll head west and aim for the bank of the second river. But before we go, we'll talk to the Alpaca Keep. Hey, another fate. So far, so good. Well, where are these bandits? Apparently, they're not foolish enough to attack a party of this size. Earthenshire is just a little farther ahead, on the opposite bank of Miyakabe Hexorma. But let's remain vigilant all the same. Oh, hey, ether currents. Now see, if I see one on the path there, that's the difference between me and Arya, is like, yeah, if I see an ether current, I'm going to, on the path, I will, you know, but I won't, like, if it's not in the path of where I'm going, then I'm not gonna bother with it until endgame. Besides, it's not like I can't freaking go back for it later. Speaking of which, yeah, I need to get my ether compass. That jungle iguana ain't gonna leave me alone. Here we are. Grenville? This is it. The village where the layer pots from the Tuliola's saga took place. Earthenshire. Earthenshire. Might the similarity be a cultural inclination, I wonder? The settlements themselves couldn't be more different, though. This shire appears custom built to resemble parts, while the other is a repurposed town.
Welcome to Earthenshire. Do I have the pleasure of happy greeting the third promise and her retinue?
That's us. We're looking for the Dawn Servant Selector, if you happen to know who that is.
You're exchanging tongue flaps with her right now. Ready Rock is the elector you seek.
Oh, that's helpful. We can cut straight to performing the feat.
As much as Ready Rock would like to do just that, we have a much more pressing worry. The storm which hit our village shattered the cliffs and dropped rocks on our brain cases. Many help hands for the Potswan were injured. There is no time for feats of metal tests.
I'm sorry to hear that. After learning what the storm did to the stairs, I feared you'd been caught in its path. Not to change the subject, but what are the Potswan? Goldsmiths contracted to work for the Moblins. Word comes from the pot-like workshops where they practice their craft. The Moblins provide the Potswan with tools, materials, living quarters, everything the artisans could possibly need. This allows them to concentrate on producing what is widely known as the finest gold and metalwork in Dural. This is unacceptable! I was promised no distractions! If this is the best they can offer, I should have never left Wachumeki Meki.
You see? The pots won't desert us! Without enough healthy help hands, we are failing to uphold our side of the pot pact. Should all our pots one leave, Earthenshire will grind to a halt. We have to do something, and do it soon!
Then let us stand in for the injured helpers. It could give me a chance to learn more about your people in your village. And if it brings us closer to beginning the feat, then all the better. This isn't strictly part of the contest, so don't feel obligated to join. Take a rest while you can. I'll help. I was hoping you'd say that. I actually wasn't sure I could do this on my own. We'll all help. I doubt any of us could just sit around and watch.
We'll take every help hand we can get. Ready Rock true swears that once the pots have their perfect workshops again, we will commence the feat with all haste. You and the third promise can assist help hand Akorok. You other four follow Ready Rock. There are other help hands in need of hand lending.
I really appreciate you pitching in. I meant what I said at many fires. There will be no more feigning strength. No more playing at being an invincible promise. If there is one thing I've learned on this journey, it's how practiced you are at aiding those in need. And I mean to make the most of having such an incredible mentor at my side. Now, let's find this Rakorok fellow and see what we can do for him. Okay, first things first. I'll pack a keep. And Aetheryte.
Rakorok can't meet his obligations without more help hands. The pact is broken, and the pots are emptying. You've come to aid Rakorok? Rakorok accepts your hand landing with joyous field smiles. If we can offer the Potswan their promised good living, we might save the day yet.
Whatever you need. And we've got a new weapon coffer. The Ruthenium Gunblade. Which is not stronger. Oh, wait. Nope. Never mind. I forgot. I'm dumb. Let's see what I can get rid of. I can get rid of this. And this. And get rid of the Sophic Edge. Sort. Inventory. Equip. And make sure it's stronger. Yes, it is. And how's it look? Yeah, I don't much care for that. Boop. Boop. Alright, I don't have a gunblade that can... Good thing I still have my amazing Manderville gunblade. Much better. Alright. Let's lend a help hand.
What Rakorok needs is for new help hands to create good living for Potswan Kahi. The help hand assigned to Kahi was hurt during the rock rain, so Rakorok took over. But he knows nothing of Kahi. What does Kahi want? What does Kahi need? Help hands do not bother the Potswan with straight tasks. Our job is to observe and anticipate, to prepare things with guest think. Please, guest think with Rakorok. Find out what Kahi is lacking so we can provide it.
You can count on us. Where is the... This is where Kahi works, is it? Let's take a peek inside then. That must be Kahi. It'd be a lot quicker if we could just talk to him, but that's not the way they do things around here, apparently. We'll have to leave him be and try our hand at some guest thing. Inspect the workshop. You may move the camera as well as zoom. Yeah, we got this. First, let's take a look at Kahi. He must be boiling sitting so close to the furnace. And there's no airflow to speak of. How could anyone work in that stifling heat? Those tools are looking pretty worn down. Maybe it's time for some new ones. Well, he has no shortage of crafting materials. There must be something else he's missing. He's barely touched his meal. That dish is meant to be eaten hot or it loses its savor. That was a little too easy. Alright, after taking a good look, I think I have an idea of what things Kahi might want to improve his working conditions. Let's head back outside and talk to Rakorok.
Cool. You made your observations? What did you guess think?
First off, I noticed Kahi hasn't touched his food, and an empty belly can't be good for his concentration. Maybe the cooking isn't to his liking?
But our food is very mouth-pleasing. Why wouldn't he want to eat it? Ah, but Rakorok is sure of nothing when it comes to Kahi's taste.
I can help you with that. My brother Kona is also Hitsaru. And while everyone has their personal preferences, there are some they tend to share. Like an aversion to piping out dishes. If it was brought to him like that, Kahi probably wouldn't have been able to eat it until it cooled down. And by the time he came back to it, he might have found it cold and unappetizing. The simplest solution is to serve dishes that taste good no matter the temperature.
Rakorok never would have thought of that. Would the third promise mind explaining these things to our cook?
Not at all. But I don't think that was the only reason Kahi couldn't concentrate. The Hitsaru homeland is hot and dry, but even Kahi seemed to be suffering in front of that furnace. Is there any way you could cool down the workshop?
Oh, we could try a drafty shot. They make a lovely breeze.
Do you know where we can get one of those?
You can gather them from the shores of no return. There are many old boats there, abandoned by those who gave up on their search for the Golden City.
so we salvaged them from the wrecks. Could you handle that for us, Chris? Oh, and one more thing. From what I could tell, Kahi's fires and saws and things were very worn down. Maybe a new set of tools is in order.
Ragnarok was too preoccupied. Ragnarok was too preoccupied with stocking materials. Serious oversight which he will rectify. Supplying good tools for good living is a Hellpan's responsibility.
Then we all have work to do. We can meet back here when our tasks are done.
The shores of no return are past the cracks to a tunnel southeast of here. You should be able to spot the passage from just outside the village.
All right, Rubido, let's ride. You're Chris, aren't you? What brings you out here? Ah, the issue with caring for the Potswan. When they approached me with that same problem, I suggested they commission artisans in Charlian instead. The quality of craftsmanship would be guaranteed after all. However, the Moblins did not care for the idea. Surely it would be more effective to engage a uniformly trained collective. Cannot understand their fixation on individual contracts. Perhaps the custom will make more sense once we begin the feat of pots. Until then, we've been deemed unfit to assist in the matter of help hands, and are instead tasked with tending the injured. We were on our way back from procuring herbs for Earthenshire, in fact. Settlements in Kozamaruka, too, have been isolated by the storm's destruction. What would have become of the wounded had we not found a way here? Should I become Dawn Servant, one of my first acts will be to establish reliable trade routes to the capital. I imagine how much good we can achieve with Charlian technology. My apologies. I have much to consider. If you will excuse us. We'll meet again soon, I'm sure. Take care, Chris. I'm about to have a new, better outfit than you, dude. Anyway. You spot the tunnel opening, head through the passage to the shoals of no return, and recover the drafty shard. Alright, you, my friend, are in my way. I don't expect you to not come after me if I go right past you. Hey, another ether current. Don't notice me, don't notice me, don't notice me, don't notice me. Phew! Oh, the wind crystal. Okay. Crafty shard. Oh, who am I kidding? Let's just teleport. Where's this guy? There he is.
Is that a cool breeze Ragnarok feels?
Here you go.
Yes! Thank you for Seek finding a drafty shard. Ragnarok will add it to the new set of tools he brought.
And I come bearing good food tidings. The cook has prepared a feast fit for the most discerning Hitsaru. And it's on his way even as we speak. Let's go in and see what Kahi thinks of our efforts. I was wondering what occasion called for me to receive so many visitors. A fine meal, new tours, and a welcome source of cool air. Now I remember why I signed a pot pact. I am grateful for your kind consideration. Allow me a moment or two, and I will reciprocate with a piece worthy of a pot swan. An oil lamp to brighten the halls of Volokshunsa. Craftsmanship satisfies Earthenshire's reputation for quality, I trust.
Such luster! Such brilliance! Truly a gift fit for the Dawn servant.
I'm glad you like it. Considering the time I've wasted till now, I hope to continue crafting at this improved pace. I have a contract to fulfill after all. Forgive my interruption. Lamatier, I am told the Elector has deemed the crisis past and is prepared to task us with defeat. That's great news. Thank you for letting me know. So this is the craft of a bondsman. It is indeed a masterful piece. Thank you for your words of praise, Second Promise. I drew inspiration from Kozamauka's natural beauty and sought to capture it in my work. I wondered why the Moblins did not simply build a workshop in the city. And now I have my answer. Even Charlian goldsmiths could not easily replicate such exquisite artistry. One cannot create great things if one lacks creative impetus. Uliolal, fortunately, does not want for inspiration. Anyone wishing to learn the basics of a craft would do well to study it there. I was raised among Hitsaru more traditional than most, and the shared ingenuity of Doral's various peoples was eye-opening. You lived as a traditional Hitsaru. I have few fond memories of nomadic life. Rakarok?
Rakarok is very grateful to you. I thank you both for your hard work and clever guesting. When it comes to help handing, knowing the Potsworn really is important.
Well, that's true for pretty much everyone you meet. It's a lesson I've had drummed into me several times already on this journey. Alright, let's open our new ruthenium chest coffer. Seriously? Wow. The augmented stuff is really coming in handy. Alright, Kona? The Elector bids the claimants assemble in the large building on the west side of the village. I will head over after finding Denkrid and Earthenshire. I also ran into the Leverrier twins on the way here. I took the liberty of directing them to the venue. We're rivals. It's not his job to make sure I know the feat is starting. But even now, he's conscientious to a fault. Anyway, let's not keep Ready Rock waiting. Here we go. Withdraw.
Ready Rock thanks you for assisting Help Hand Rakarok. She will announce the feat once the other claimants arrive, so please be patient a little while longer.
I'm happy to report that we were able to convince one of the Potsworn to stay. How did you fare? So you managed to do the same. Splendid.
Welcome to Earthenshire, First Promise. We support your plans for salt crossings and the new Potsworn they will bring. Hail the mighty Zoraja! He cleared many piles of rockfall as if they were pebble stones. The resilient son for Dawn Servant!
Zoralza was clearing falling rocks. I'm surprised he would volunteer his time for anything unrelated to the contest. Well, well, we meet again. Just in time for the feat to begin. I'll bet he was already here laying low while the rest of us did all the work.
Claimants, your attention please. As Ready Rock has explained, many of our Potsworn left us following the storm. The precious metalwork crafted by those artisans bring in much jingly shine from across the salt. Should our stream of trade goods dry up, Earthenshire will suffer. Tulialal merchants will suffer. So, Ready Rock sets you this feat. Each of you are to find one clever hand goldsmith to bring back here to us.
So, we're to recruit new Potswan? Makes sense for the feat of pots. Calling this a feat does not justify taking advantage of the claimants and their influence. How does one finding workers for you demonstrate their worthiness for the throne?
You are free to refuse Ready Rock's request. We will be happy to inform the Dawn Servant of Zoralja's disqualification.
The right is a means to an end. The steps we take to get there are not important.
Then Ready Rock declares the feat of pots begun. But remember, a pot pack must be agreed to willingly. No grab snatching or deceitful tongue flaps.
The Elector said nothing of taking a willing Artenson from a rival. Which is exactly what we should do. A fine suggestion, brother. I'm glad you think so, brother. Come, let us lay our plan. That nasty brute is up to something. Aye. He may seek to delay us again as he did on the river. We can but remain vigilant while we plot our course. What do you think, Louis Lamont? Have you any candidates in mind to satisfy this feat? I know some artisans amongst my supporters, but they're all in their twilight years. I couldn't ask them to give up the comforts of Tuliolal to live in this remote village, no matter how beautiful the scenery. Meanwhile, Hona probably has 100 young craftspeople to choose from. Not that I'm comparing us, you understand? That's just a statement of fact. I suppose we could try asking around what you makey. That seems a logical place to start. Back to Tuliolal it is. Wait, does that mean we have to take the boat again? Oh no! I can't do it! I can't stomach another boat ride! You said I should share my burden, so I will speak plainly. The truth is, I get really sick on boats. Yeah, like we didn't know that our... Uklamat, this is hardly news. But it was brave of you to admit. In any case, we won't be fighting the current this time. Heading downriver will be much smoother. It will? Are you sure? Oh, I'm positive. Mostly. Why do we have to take the boat? Can't we all teleport to... Why don't we have all teleported to Tuliolal instead of dealing with that? Alright. I need a moment. Upriver or down here river. Ihui Katomo is too rough for me. The nausea is a bit more bearable now that I've stopped trying to hide it, but I'd still rather not set foot on a boat if I could help it. Alright, I think I'm ready. Let's see if Master Robley can help us recruit a potswan. Alright. Damn it, I really want tacos. Greetings, Third Promise. What brings you back to Wachumeki? You've not chipped your axe again, have you? No, Master Robley. Actually, I have a favor to ask. So, what do you think? Do you know of any craftsmen who might be interested? Searching my artisans for the moblins, eh? Well, seeing as it's the Third Promise making the request, I'm willing to look the other way if one of them decides to take you up on the offer. Only, I can't think of a suitable candidate off the top of my head. Who do I know with a mastery of goldsmithing that would also have no qualms about relocating to Earthenshire? What about one of the Ellison men who just started working here? You mean Ponchantine? He did say he was employed at some fancy jewelry store across the salt. And considering the distance he's already done, I'd like to think he wouldn't mind moving up a little up the river. That said, he's only just got himself a new job. Is it too soon to ask him to sign a pot pact? There's no harm in making the offer. Once he hears how well the potswan are treated, he may even jump at the chance. Either way, you won't find Ponchantine at his workbench at this hour. He's finished for the day, probably enjoying a meal over at Zebali of Tea. Then maybe we should go and talk to him. Just you and me, since he knows us. Wouldn't want him to feel intimidated by having to deal with a crowd of new faces. The two of us can handle this. Take a rest at the cabins if you like. Right, let's go and see a man about a pot. Where are we going? Yeah, Bayside Bevy. Look at that nice sunset view in Tulialal. There he is. Just admire this view for just a minute. Yeah, that's fine. I'm still not sure about this. Oh, Chris, you're here too. The Third Promise said she wanted to chat. I've just finished eating, so shall we find a quiet spot outside? The last time we talked on this beach, you were in a miserable state. Yes, I was, wasn't I? A lost soul. Until the two of you came along and helped me rediscover my purpose. My new place of employment has been most welcoming. For the first time in a long time, I feel content with my lot in life. That's wonderful! So, what is it you wish to discuss? Well, it's hard to ask this right after you've settled in, but I'm looking for someone to become a botswan. Ah, I've heard my new colleagues mention the term. That's when an artisan signs a contract to work with the moblins, isn't it? But you're not a moblin. I'm not sure I understand. It's for a feat in the Rite of Succession. I need to bring a new botswan to Earthenshire. So that's the way of it. We've barely met, and after pushing you to work for at Wachumeki Meki, I'm now demanding you throw that away and sign a pot pack instead. It's a selfish request, I know. I have something to tell you, Third Promise. The other day, I completed the necessary procedures for immigration. I'm pleased to say that I am now an official subject of Tuliolal. I've since endeavored to learn what I can of my new nation, beginning with the Rite of Succession and its claimants, including you, of course. Now, you'll recall it was my father's example which led me to pursue goldsmithing. He was at East End when Garlean forces laid siege to the settlement, and in the ensuing chaos, he was slain. War took him from me in an instant. The man I loved and admired. I never wish to suffer such a loss again. And so, as much as I'm indebted to you for turning my life around, it is as a fellow peace-loving Tuliolan that I want you to win the throne. If I can help you achieve that by signing a pot pact, then I shall gladly do so. Enchanté. Thank you. I shall return to Master Opley and inform him of my decision. Allow me. I'm the reason you're leaving, so I should be the one to deliver the news. Perhaps you remember me. Roquez-vous, owner of the Ballepte? I'd like a word if you don't mind. You're Wukla Matalai from across the salt, right? A hero of some renown too, if the gossip is to be believed. Well, as it so happens, I could use some heroic help. Doesn't need to be right now, but could you come by when you have a spare moment? Much appreciated. I'll be waiting for you at my shop then. You can now gain access to Roll Quest, speak with Brokevu at Zibalebti, and pursue new adventures as you progress through the Rite of Succession. Okay. Alright, back to Wachumeki Mickey. Master Robley, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but, Argentine has agreed to sign the pot pact, yes? While it is a shame to lose a capable goldsmith, To have one of our own handpicked to serve the third promise is a great honor for Watu Mickey. I appreciate your understanding. Of course, if you happen to know other talented artisans, regardless of their expertise, I hope you send them my way. It could even be yourself if you're so inclined. I'll keep that in mind. Though my time here was brief, I will not forget your kindness, Master Ropley. I am blessed to have these workshops be my first home in Tuliolal. Come back to us if the moblins cut you loose. You'll always have a job at Watu Mickey. I expect you'll want to leave for Earthenshire as soon as possible. I'll go and pack my things. What became of Fontaine? Were you able to find him? We did, and he's agreed to become a potswan. We'll leave when he's ready, but you still have a little time. Splendid. We shall meet you anon. I had plenty of reasons to win the contest, but now I have one more. Fontaine's putting his faith in me, and I won't let him down. You may now unlock deliveries for Watu Mickey. Speak to Ropley and yep, we got that from Brookhaven. Alright. Time to take a break for a little bit, and we will be back with more in a little while later. If you're watching on Twitch, stay tuned for final announcements for this stream. If you're watching on YouTube and you like the video, click the like button below and leave a comment. Subscribe by clicking here and click the bell icon for notifications. Here to watch more, click here to watch the full Dawntrail playlist, and click here to watch the next video when it comes out. See you in a bit.